Hello and welcome to another segment of KONE Conversations, a podcast featuring one-on-one interviews with various employees and subject matter experts from KONE, a global leader in the elevator and escalator industry. I'm Kevin Metz. On a frequent basis, we have the opportunity to get behind the scenes with key players and those in the field to deliver their unique insights and perspectives from KONE. On this episode, we're joined by Sandra Hopkins, Area Offering Director for 24/7 Connected Services for KONE. Welcome, Sandra. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Kevin. Happy to be here.
Well, like we do with every KONE Conversations, we'd love to provide that perspective into your role within the organization and what your day-to-day looks like. So what can you tell us about your role as Area Offering Director?
Sure. So I've been with KONE for about 6 months, and my role with KONE is as offering director across the US, Canada, and Mexico, and I'm responsible for driving the strategy and execution of our 24/7 connected services. Our goal is to position KONE as a leading industry service provider. And we're in the middle of an interesting transformation, and I want to share with you a little bit about that. We're seeking to leverage data analytics, insights, predictive maintenance, and innovative digital solutions to enhance our customer experience. But it all starts with the customer experience. And one of the areas that we're really focusing on is to make sure that we're able to move in such an agile way that we can keep up with the speed of technology. So technology moves really fast, and we know that. And in order to achieve that goal that I just told you about, we are investing a considerable amount of time and effort on ensuring that we start with the customer, that we focus on the right things, that we're looking at the right business models, and that we're establishing operational excellence so that we have a sustainable business in the long term. This is a very exciting role. It's a very interesting transformation we're in the middle of. And the key to it, Kevin, is one of the parts that have really caught my attention and I've been motivated since I joined and even prior, is the fact that this role really does rely on the strength of our different team members to bring that diversity of thought process, that diversity of experience, critical thinking, curious minds. So this is not a one-person job. This is truly a team effort.
That's outstanding. And I know you mentioned the team members, and 24/7 Connected Services is a very powerful tool that really has been a game changer for KONE. What can you share with our listeners about the latest with the adoption of the technology by customers or new things that have taken place?
Sure. So one of the things that I wanna share with you is, rather than telling you what 24/7 Connected Services is about, let me share a couple of experiences from our customers, feedback that they have shared with us, and then I'll tell you a little bit about 24/7 Connected Services. We've heard from our customers different stories of success and excitement about the service that we provide. But one of them is in the busy world that we are in right now and how focused each of our customers are on their own businesses and in their own growth. Peace of mind for them is critical, and protecting their time is critical. So we've actually received feedback from them about how 24/7 Connected Services is protecting their time. It's giving them peace of mind. It's ensuring that their equipment and their facilities are running as expected. It's minimizing the unexpected repairs and disruptions to their business. So an interesting quote that I've been happy to share in the last couple of weeks in different conversations, and I'm going to read it to you. We had a customer say, "I had to take care of my wife and forgot to call the technician. A few hours later, I was notified my elevator was repaired and back in service." Kevin, this is powerful. This is feedback that we didn't ask our customers for. This was proactively given to us. So it gives you an idea of the adoption and reception that 24/7 Connected Services is having in the market. But ultimately, just to summarize and answer your question directly, 24/7 Connected Services maximizes the equipment uptime and reduces those unexpected disruptions to our customers' business. Every disruption costs them money, costs them credibility, impacts their end users. So it really does focus on reducing that unexpected disruption. It focuses on making sure that when we go on site, that we are able to fix any issues on that first visit. Historically, and depending on the industry you've been exposed to, historically you would go to the site diagnose the situation at hand. And then if you're able to resolve it, you do so. But if not, then you have to schedule a second trip. And we're being able to minimize that disruption to our customers by addressing issues in one visit. So overall, we're ensuring that we're helping our customers maximize the end user experience for them. So that's what 24/7 Connected Services is about.
Yes, maximizing the uptime and certainly improving that customer service. I know that's been very powerful, and a lot of our guests have actually been able to share that. It's an exciting position that you're in, and also very senior. I would love to get a little bit into your role and what characteristics and skills do you think have played an important part in your success, and what advice could you give to others, perhaps earlier in their career?
That's an interesting question. So Kevin, in answering this question, I'll probably share a little bit about my experience, and I can tell you it wasn't by design. But there are three things that I will mention that have helped me get to where I am. And I would give that advice to anyone at any stage of their career, as a matter of fact. The first one is be open to learning, be curious, just explore beyond what you believe are your areas of interest and learn more. I won't get into the details. I know we have limited time, but my background back in Colombia, which is where I'm from, is in engineering. So when I finished engineering, I knew I was passionate about some things related to engineering. So I pursued that. And I ended up moving into sales. And then I moved into owning my own business. And then I started realizing that I really liked working with teams. I really liked numbers and seeing sales go up. And I wanted to learn more. How do I do this thing and how do I do it better? So I decided I would pursue my MBA. And as I continued through my career, I moved through different roles. I moved through customer service, product management, strategy, business leadership. But ultimately, like I said, that wasn't by design, but the driver of that was being open to learning and asking questions. And that's the second piece of advice. Don't ever be afraid to ask questions. If you don't know something, ask it. If you need help, ask it. If there is something that you don't completely understand, ask for clarification. It's okay not to know things and not to have all the information at your disposal. Ask those questions. But ultimately, just be relentless about following what you're passionate about. Just take those risks. And I would say those are three things that have worked for me, Kevin, and I would advise anyone in their career to consider that.
Well, you're certainly a dynamic individual, and kudos to your current post at KONE. I know that it is a relatively new spot for you. What can you tell us about the company itself or the culture that you've encountered since you joined?
So KONE has impressed me since the interviewing process when I first joined, and it continues to impress me, Kevin. The culture at KONE is collaborative, is inclusive, and there is a clear focus in our leadership team members on the fact that the teams and the team members are a priority for them to succeed. So there is clear focus on success of the team members. There is clear focus on customers. There is clear focus on collaboration. And those elements right there are very impactful, and it really engages and attracts certain type of personality. And that personality is the one that is focused on diversity, and that is focused on inclusion, and that is focused on leveraging the value of teamwork. Ultimately, Kevin, I feel that KONE cares about my well-being, and that's important to me.
Absolutely. Employee engagement and culture are critical, and certainly I've heard that from a number of guests across all KONE offices across the globe. Now, we know that March is Women's History Month. I would love to offer a question about your vision as a leader and female leader within the organization. What is your vision of leadership itself?
Sure, Kevin. So my vision for leadership, and as a leader at KONE, there are three areas that I focus on and that I ask and encourage our team members to focus on as well. One of them is always know your numbers and always question the metrics in front of you. Sometimes we have metrics that have been there for a long time and numbers that we look at because they have been there for a long time. always question what you're looking at. Always try to understand what's behind it, because it's the only way that you're going to be able to stay focused. Whenever you're working on a particular metric or particular set of data, always ask yourself, what will I do when I have that data? And what will it help me accomplish? So that's one area of leadership that is critical for anyone in our organization. The second one I'm going to say is make sure to invest time with the front lines and with customers. That's where it all starts. If we focus on how we help our customers win, how we help them grow sales, reduce cost, enhance their customer satisfaction, if we focus on that, financial growth comes right behind it. So that's the second area of leadership that I believe is really important to focus on. And the last one, Kevin, and I sound like a broken record, but I've said it a few times already, is embrace inquisitive minds and welcome challenges. It's the only way we can figure out how to resolve problems faster in a more productive manner. I can't tell you how many times in my career I've been faced with a customer challenge, a customer need. I did not know what to do with that, but I knew that we had a strong team that bringing together engineering, operations, sourcing, quality, customer service in one room, or in this case, in a digital or a virtual room, could get us to the right solution. And that's what we did. So embracing inquisitive minds and diversity of thought process is a third element that I think anyone in leadership should embrace. But most importantly, Kevin, as a leader, any leader, I truly do believe that helping our team members reach their goals is a win. If they win, I win.
Well, you've certainly touched upon great culture at KONE, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Would love to just end with a question on how you see KONE embrace leadership of women as a company and how that contributes to its success.
So, Kevin, I've been with the company 6 months, so I will talk about my limited experience so far. And I can tell you that from a diversity standpoint and from a woman standpoint in leadership, there was something that stood out since the very early stages of the interviewing process. I was interviewed, you're going to laugh at this, but I went through about 11 interviews. It was an extensive process. And the company was really focused on making sure that I had the right fit, that I had the right skill set, that I had the right frame of mind, and that I would be able to deliver on the growth that KONE was looking for. So being a woman was an integral part of making it into that interviewing process. But KONE, and I value this very much, KONE has maintained its objectivity so that role that is going to be fulfilled, regardless of the gender, brings in the right person for the right seat on the bus. And that I value very much.
That's outstanding. I really appreciate your perspective, and just sounds like a great cultural approach to everything that KONE does. So thank you so much for sharing your key insights. Well, that's actually, Sandra, all the time we have for today. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule and sharing your insights with us.
You're welcome, Kevin. Happy to be here.
Listeners, be sure to visit kone.us, Spotify, and our YouTube channel for an archived copy of today's episode, or for more information on some of the technology and topics mentioned today. Check out our social media channels for information about upcoming guests on future podcasts. I'm Kevin Metz. Thanks for being here, and join us again for more KONE Conversations.
The information presented in this program is relevant and current as of the time of production. Copyright 2022, KONE Incorporated.